Hey guys, so a couple of months ago Disneyland Paris started using an app called Lineberty to help with some of their character meet and greets in the Walt Disney Studios park. This is available at the Toy Story meet in Toon Studios, the Mickey Mouse meet in Toon Studios, Captain America and The Incredibles. And even though Lineberty definitely isn't without its flaws, it's a concept I really like, and I feel like we're going to see Walt Disney Studios and the Disneyland park start to use technology a lot more around the parks. But there are some definite changes Disney need to make before this can become like a full-time possibility. So the way Lineberty works is it's not a Disney app like FastPass Plus or MaxPass. It's not run through Disney at all, which is one of the issues I do have with it. But you select your location, so like you need your location services turned on, and then it brings you up a list of like French attractions and stuff. So then you select the Walt Disney Studios park, you then select the character you want and the time you want, and then it gives you like a number in the queue, and then you get text alerts closer to the time as to like usually about when there's like 5 people in front of you, and then 2 parties in front of you, 1 party, and then it will tell you when to get there. And when you get to the meet, there should be a cast member at the front with a tablet or a clipboard that will check you in, and 3 times out of 4 this worked amazingly for us. For 3 of the meet and greets we got there, the cast member signed us in, and there was like maybe 1 or 2 parties in front of us. And then we got there immediately, and it meant that we could cut down queuing times on these popular meet and greets by a lot, and we could do other things in the time that we would have been queuing, which I think is a great idea. Meet and greets are insanely popular around Disney parks. I'm a big fan of Disney meet and greets, and I have queued a long time for a lot of characters, so having this option to like almost fast pass these popular characters is really good. The other thing I really liked about it is how easy it was to use. There's no complications, it's really straightforward. However, you are reliant on a good Wi-Fi service, which Disneyland does not always have. It's not like the other parks where the Wi-Fi is built in and works with everything. It's really touch and go, the Wi-Fi in Disneyland Paris, and so that's a bit of an issue. Another big issue I had with it is that something went wrong in our 4th meet and greet, our Captain America meet and greet. We get there and there was a lot longer queue than there usually was once we'd got past the cast member, and it just wasn't moving. It was very bizarre, and because you're outside the Captain America meet and he's inside, past a wall, past a door, you can't really see what's going on. You can't tell if he's gone on a break like sometimes the characters have. It's really unknown, and this queue wasn't moving. And then people joined the party in front of us, which wouldn't have been an issue if we knew that they had a time before us, but we didn't know that. And also it then put their party up to about 7 people, which is another issue because Lineberty only allows you to reserve 5 places at a meet and greet. So if there were 7 of them, at least 2 of them must have jumped the queue and not actually had a reservation, which again messes up the system, and obviously the cast member hadn't checked that properly. And this was the only time it was a paper system rather than a actual online tablet kind of form. So I'm not sure what happened there, but there was obviously some kind of miscommunication. Maybe the cast member didn't know properly what was happening either. So yeah, they need to sort that out. They need to make sure cast members are following the guidelines. They need to make sure that people are in the queue order. So at the Woody meet and greet, we got there and the people that had just got there before us actually had the time after us. So the cast members swapped us around in the queue. So the cast members need to make sure they keep to the queue times like that. And they just need to check party sizes as well. Sometimes they let us cut if, like, not all of our meet and greet reservations were the same capacity as the, like, people in our party. But if, for example, there were 3 on the meet and greet and it was the 3 kids that were with us meeting the character, and the parents stayed with the photo pass photographer and just did photos, they were okay with that because it wasn't taking up any extra meet and greet time. So just being more strict with the rules, I think, is what needs to happen here. They also need to advertise it a little better. It's on the character timesheet, like the program of the day, and it's online, but it's quite small, it's not super obvious, and there's no extra advertising for it, and nowhere does it have like a picture of what the app looks like on the store. So Disney need to work on advertising this app and pushing it so everyone knows about it. I remember getting to the Buzz meet and the cast member let us through because he saw a notification, but there was a family like kind of next to us that didn't know what was happening, and when he was like, oh, do you not have a number, they were like, what are you talking about? So it needs to be much more informed, which is why I think having an app that's run by Disney would be much better. If it was on the Disneyland Paris app, it would mean that people knew where to find it, and it would probably be a lot more obvious. Disney would probably be a bit better at advertising it if it was their own thing, and also Disney then have control if it's their own app. If the Lineberty app crashes, the likelihood is Disney aren't going to be able to fix it. Like, they're going to have to contact someone else. They're going to have to wait for the other company's people to fix it, and they're just not going to know how long it takes. Whereas if Disney control the app and it crashes, it's all on them. They can tell guests exactly what's happening, exactly how long it's going to take. And I just think it would be much better run as a Disney app. But overall, I think it's a really good step in the right direction. It feels a lot more similar to FastPass Plus, where you're able to like have these things in advance. There's similar restrictions in the sense of you can only hold one queue place at a time. Yeah, I think it would be really good to see a lot more technology like this happen. It's kind of behind the US parks in technology. The fast passes are still paper, and the app is very, very basic compared to the My Disney Experience app for the US parks. So it would be really cool to see them kind of incorporate this technology a lot more and use it to their advantage, because when it works well. Things go quickly, but that's because things don't become available until the actual day, which again I think is something if Disney owned the app they could fix. They could make it a lot more like FastPass Plus, where you can book it in advance, maybe giving priority to their hotel customers like they do with FastPass Plus, and then non-hotel customers can book later. But yeah, overall, Lineberty is good. You just need to learn how to use it. So some of the good tips is making sure that every adult in your party has it. This helps with a lot of things. This means if someone's Wi-Fi is down, someone else can get it. If someone's phone is being slow, someone else can be further ahead, getting those good times. Or if everyone's is working perfectly, it means that you can get those multiple meet and greets that you can't get unless if only one person has a phone, because it means you can only hold one meet and greet place at a time. Another tip is knowing what time those meet and greets become available. They become available at different times. So if you know you want to get Captain America, he's later on in the day. So be ready at 10:45 when Captain America becomes available to get that place in the queue. Woody and Friends and Mickey become available much earlier in the day at around 9 o'clock, so be ready for them. And if you get a really early one of them and only one adult in your party has the Lineberty app, it means that you might have time to get that meet and greet done before the later meet and greets become available, and then you can also get one of them. So Lineberty can be frustrating if it's not working, if you don't know when to get it and you go on at like 3 o'clock when all the meet and greets have disappeared. But if you use it to your advantage and research, like you do have most things when you go on holiday, what restaurants to eat at, where to stay, it's just one of those extra things that you have to do a bit of research on and be ready for it, because it is really helpful and it does work well. And I think if people like it, it will be really cool to see where Disney take this technology next. If you have any more questions about Disneyland Paris or the Lineberty system, leave them in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Check out my social network links, they'll be in the description as usual. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys real soon.